Attention everyone, thank you for your patience. The meeting will begin in 3, 2, 1.
I now call the meeting of the Code Enforcement Special Magistrate to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Welcome to the Hillsborough County Code Enforcement Special Magistrate hearing. When addressing the magistrate, please state your name, address, and speak clearly into the microphone. If you're planning to speak during the hearing, you must have signed in the speaker's list. Basic procedure for the hearing is followed. Your case will be announced. Ms. Rodriguez will conduct an oath of witness. Staff will present the evidence of your case. You will be allowed to rebut the evidence and explain what has occurred. I will close the hearing and announce a decision. All decisions are based on the gravity of the violation, action taken by the violator, and the violator's history. I may ask questions and allow other witness testimony if necessary. If I issue an order for compliance, it is your responsibility to notify the code enforcement officer on or before the date ordered, to demonstrate that the violation or violations have been corrected. Depending on my order, the code enforcement staff may later have to conduct an inspection to see if you have complied. If staff believes you have not complied, you will receive a notice by mail. By law, you have 10 days to contest the notice. Otherwise, it will be considered correct and a lien may be placed and filed against your property. If you have any questions, these rules are outlined by the Hillsborough County Code of Ordinances and Laws, Chapter 14, Article 2, Section 14. Any person who decides to appeal the decision of the Code Enforcement Special Magistrate will need a record of the proceedings. The record is comprised of testimony and evidence upon which your appeal is based. It is your responsibility to ensure a verbatim record of the proceeding is made. By law, you have 30 days from the date of the order to appeal the magistrate's decision to circuit court. And before we begin, silence all electronic devices. Ms. Rodriguez, okay. The minutes, previous minutes, July 13th, 2001, and July 16th, 2001. I have read and approved those minutes. And Ms. Rodriguez, if you would like to do the oath of office.
County staff, please stand and raise your right hand.
Excuse me, this is the clerk's office. Can anyone hear us? We're not getting audio from the room.
Yes, we can hear you. Stand by. Mic check, test 1, 2. Can you hear me? This is from WebEx. Yes?
We didn't hear anything from the beginning of the meeting. It's going to have to be redone.
Stand by.
Good afternoon, clerk. Can you hear us? Audio test. Clerk, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Thank you.
Clerk, if you are all set with audio, let us know and we will start the meeting from the top.
Yes, I can hear you. Can I get an audio check from the magistrate's microphone?
Magistrate or Sonia, go ahead and test the microphone, please.
Check, check, 1, 2, 1, 2. Podium, check, check.
Check, check, Sonia, check.
Check, magistrate.
Great. Thank you so much.
Okay, she has confirmed that we can hear. We're gonna have to start the meeting from the top.
Okay, we'll start from the top. Welcome to the Hillsborough County Code Enforcement Special Magistrate hearing. When addressing the Special Magistrate, please state your name, address, speak clearly into the microphone. If you plan on speaking during the hearing, you must sign in the speakers list located in the front. Your case will be announced. Ms. Rodriguez will conduct the oath of witness. Staff will present the evidence in your case. You will be allowed to rebut the evidence and explain what has occurred. I will close the hearing and announce a decision. All decisions are based on the gravity of the violation, action taken by the violator, and the violator's history. I may ask questions and allow other witness testimony if necessary. If I issue an order of compliance, you will be responsible to notify the code enforcement officer on or before the date ordered to demonstrate that the violations have been corrected. Depending on my order, the code enforcement staff may later have to conduct an inspection to see that you have complied. Staff believes you have not complied, you'll receive a notice by mail. By law, you have 10 days to contest the notice. Otherwise, it will be considered correct and a lien may be placed and filed against your property. If you have any questions, these rules are outlined in Hillsborough County Code and Ordinances and Laws, Chapter 14, Article 2, Section 14. Any person who decides to appeal the decision of the Code Enforcement Special Magistrate will need a record of the proceedings. The record will comprise of testimony and evidence upon which the appeal is based. It is your responsibility to issue the verbatim record of the proceeding is made. By law, you have 30 days from the date of the order to appeal the magistrate's decision to circuit court. And before we begin, please silence all electronic devices. And no, I didn't forget where I was. The clerk, who is the recorder, could not hear us. Okay, Ms. Rodriguez.
County staff, please stand and raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you. You may be seated.
First case.
First case is on page 1, item number 1, case number CE 2000-8770, Satikanta Panigrafi and Laura C. O'Connell. This is a continuance from a previous hearing. Do you have the case summary?
I do.
Thank you. Is someone here for this case?
This is Attorney Shami Dixit, but
Just a moment. Ma'am, step forward. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Please state your name and address for the record.
Patricia Ortiz, AICP, 2810 North Central Avenue, Tampa 33602.
And what is your relationship to this case?
I'm the representative of the applicant, or the representative of the property owner.
Okay, and who's appearing virtually?
this is Attorney Shami Dixit. I was here at the last hearing.
Okay,
and
please just state your name and address for the record.
Yeah, Attorney Shami Dixit. Address is 3030 North Rocky Point Drive, Suite 150, Tampa, Florida 33607.
Thank you. Do we have,
Officer.
well, we need this photo first. Do you recognize the photo as the property?
Yes.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Eric Tyne, Hillsborough County Code Enforcement. This case was last before you on July 16, 2021, in reference to a fence zoning violation for the fence, columns, and gate across the front of the property being in excess of the maximum allowable height. The case was continued to allow the respondent an opportunity to pursue a variance application. It's my understanding that that variance has been applied for, and I'll allow the respondents' representatives to update you further.
And which one wishes to speak first, the attorney or the representative?
I defer to our representative.
Okay.
She is authorized to proceed.
Okay, ma'am?
Hi there, again, Patricia Ortiz. This case came before you on or about July 19th in regard to a violation for fence height. Per the Hillsborough County Land Development Code, fence heights in the front yard are restricted to a maximum height of 4 feet. This case was discussed. It was continued to allow the applicant the opportunity to apply for a variance. On or about July 21st, the property owners reached out to me and my firm, Ortiz Planning Solutions, seeking assistance with a variance to fence height. That variance application was submitted on July 27th and is set to be heard by the land use hearing officer on September 9th. Now, the land use hearing officer will not make a decision on September 9th. Instead, they have 15 business days or until October 11th to make a decision on this variance. I will present the request, demonstrate compliance with the hardship criteria, and work with staff as necessary to see this petition through.
Okay, so what you're telling me, it's been applied for. You have a hearing when?
On September 20th.
September 20th, and then they have 15 days from there. When's our October date?
October 15th.
October 15th. All right. I'm going to continue this one more time to October the 15th. You will either have or not have the variance, and the case will be heard that day.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you've got your continuous until October the 15th, you said, correct? Okay.
Thank you very much.
Next case, please.
Next case is on page 1, item 2, case number CE 200-10168, Elizabeth Corona. This is a continuance from a previous hearing. Do you have the case summary?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. And there is someone present virtually?
Yes, this is attorney Philip, Philip, last name Resnick, Reznik, on behalf of First Mortgage U.S. Bank.
Please state your address, please.
5404 Cypress Center Drive, Suite 300, Tampa, Florida 33609.
Thank you.
Okay, officer.
Well, do you recognize that photo as the property?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Eric Tyne, Hillsborough County Code Enforcement. This case was continued from July 16, 2021, due to the property being in foreclosure. The property was currently occupied, so I believe the bank was trying to get through the foreclosure process and evict the occupants so that they could get in there and take care of the violations. We are still getting complaints on the property. We received one on August 20th, 2021. And an inspection on August 31st, 2021 found that the cited violations are still present.
Okay. The attorney, counselor?
Yes, sir. I had been in contact with Mr. Rick Garcia of your office, and I'd provided him with a copy of the final judgment of foreclosure that we've attained, along with a copy of the most recent docket from the foreclosure and showing that we had gotten relief from the bankruptcy stay. So we have final judgment, and the next thing that we would be doing is seeking to get the sale set for the property. So we'd be asking for one more continuance to be allowed to do that.
How long is it going to take you?
If we get the sale reset, the Hillsborough, from what I'm seeing, is usually resetting sales for about 45 days.
Okay. Again, I'm gonna have to continue this case because of the problems we have with the foreclosure. I want to go 60 days or nearest date we have to that. Shoot. 60 would be November the 8th. And we don't have November.
We don't have November's dates, but as soon as we receive one, they'll receive a notice of hearing.
Okay, we're going to continue this to November's date. They will send you when and where, and hopefully everything is done because that's the last continuance, okay?
Understood, Your Honor. Appreciate your time today.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Next case, please.
Next case is on page 2, item 3, case number CE 200-12813, Maxima Gonzalez. This is a continuance from a previous hearing. Do you have the case summary?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. Sir, raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. Please state your name and address for the record.
Tyrone Sandoval, 1538 West Walnut Terrace in Tampa, 33607.
In your relationship to this case?
I'm representing my mom.
Okay, officer, go ahead.
Just a moment. I need to see a photo.
Good afternoon, Mike Smoke.
Just a moment. We need a photo for him to
I'm sorry.
verify. He needs a second. He's got to put up the photo. Okay, do you recognize that photo as the property?
Yes.
Thank you.
Now, officer,
Thank
go
you.
ahead.
Mike Smoke, Hillsborough County Code Enforcement. This case, CE 20018-12813, originally came to us in August of 2020. Initial inspection occurred on August the 25th of 2020 from a neighborhood complaint in regards to inoperable vehicles, commercial vehicles, and issues related to recreational vehicles. The property was inspected and appropriately cited. The homeowner was notified of the violations, and over a period of time and many re-inspections of the 4 violations that were found, which consisted of inoperable vehicles, commercial vehicles, RV utility vehicles, and trailers on the right-of-way, and RV setbacks from the property line. 1 of the 4 violations were complied, and that was the commercial vehicles. As of September 7th of this year, the 3 remaining violations are still have not been complied.
Okay, sir, what do you want to tell me?
Well, I went to the courthouse to get the person evicted because I know you gave me like 60 days to address the issue. And last time I was here, so I went to the courthouse and instructed me in the civil department that I had to send them a 30-day notice. I have a copy of the letter and certified mail that they receive it, the 30-day notice. So when I sent a 30-day notice, they still didn't comply. So what happened is I went back to the courthouse and asked them what else I need to do. So they said that I need to send them before I file for eviction, because they even give me the package here. They say I need to send them a 7 days notice again, and I send it, and I send it certified overnight. And I'm waiting. They said you have to wait until at least the 15th to apply for eviction. for the property, but I did all my step, whatever the court asked me to do, because I went there, applied for it to get these people evicted, because they're not complying with us and with the code enforcement. And I show this. I also got the receipt for the 30-day notice here, and the pictures from the fire that was in the house. It was an electrical fire, and I tried to send an electrician over there to inspect the damages, and he's not letting nobody in the house. So this is the thing. But I went to the courthouse twice. They said I sent them a 30-day notice. I got the receipt that they received it. Then I had sent them a 7-day notice, and then said after the 7-day notice, that's when you can apply for the eviction. So you'll be able to give me the opportunity to to comply or to vacate the unit, but they still haven't complied. So now I have to wait until the after the 15, between 15 and 19, so I can apply for the eviction. So.
Okay, but they are still living there?
They still living there, but I cannot do anything until until the 15th that I get it, go to the court and send this package to the court for the eviction. Because I'm getting them evicted, but they say I have to go through this process first before I do anything else.
Okay. All right, so you're gonna go at the 15th, they said between the 15th
And the 19th, yeah.
You're gonna be able to file that.
Yes.
And did they give you any idea how long it would take once you filed it?
They say it depends. It might take a week and a half or two, or it depends on how many cases they have that day. But it's supposed to be about 2 weeks. But, like I said, I told them, I got the package and everything. They said you have to come back. But they say that, I said, listen, these people cause me a lot of problems. Code enforcement. I said, no, but you have to go through the process first. So 30 days and then the 7 days and all that.
And then file.
Yes, sir. But I did everything you asked me to do last time I was here.
Okay. Once again, we're gonna have to continue this case because of the eviction problems that they're having. We're gonna go with 60 days. I'm gonna give you 60 days. That should be more than enough time.
Yeah.
Is there a hearing date? What are we, September, October, November? No.
Right, that's in
All right.
November, yeah.
They will be sending you a notice of when to appear and where to appear.
Yes.
And when you show up within 60 days, it should be all over with.
Yeah, it should be, yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
If you do get them evicted prior to the 60 days, contact your code enforcement officer and he will take care of it.
Okay, cool.
Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Next case, please.
Next case is on page 3, item 4, case number CE 21004695, Stephen M. Long and Jeffrey Scott Long, and we have service. And someone has signed in, please come forward. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Please, each of you, take turns, state your name and address for the record.
Steve Long, 11203 Casa, Loma Drive, Riverview, 33569.
Sir, back there. State your name and address.
Jeffrey Long, 11203 Casa Loma Drive, Riverview, Florida, 33569.
And do you both recognize that photo as the property?
Yes.
Thank you.
Officer, go ahead.
Officer Jason Zalva, Hillsborough County Code Enforcement. The property in question is located at 11203 Casa Loma Drive and owned by Stephen and Jeffrey Long. The property is non-foreclosure. The property is first inspected April 7th of this year, but due to a computer glitch in our system, it was pushed back till August. So upon my inspection, I had noticed some violations. It should be noticed that since 2006, code enforcement has had 10 previous cases, the majority dealing with the same violations. On this visit, I cited the property for accumulations, outside open storage, inoperable vehicles, fences which were damaged, and improper use of zone as this property, the rear yard is being used basically as an auto salvage. During my inspection, I came in contact with the property owner, Stephen Long, who I was familiar with from previous inspections. And I told him I'd return to issue paperwork. I did return and issue the combo notice to Jeffrey Long, and that brings us here today. We're asking for a remaining compliance on the accumulations outside open storage and
It's not on.
inoperable use of zone.
I have no case numbers on here for the remaining compliance.
It's not on there.
No, it is not.
Well, it's an automatic remain. As long as it's on the agenda, we don't have to state that.
All right. Which one of you gentlemen wishes to speak first? Go right ahead. Is this the way it looks?
Yes, well, at one time, yes.
I'm talking about today.
No,
Everything's done.
no.
What's not done?
Well, several things aren't done. This car trailer here still looks pretty much close to the same thing. That, the back, the front has been cleaned up. The rest of it, the fence has been repaired. That car's still there. It's sold. I'm waiting for the money. That is my brother's truck here, and it runs.
Does it have a tag?
Yeah.
Current?
Yes,
Has insurance? I'm asking. It has insurance. It is tagged.
Yes, sir.
Sir, you need to speak into the mic.
Yes, sir, it is.
You could
Tagged and
walk, you
insured.
could walk up to it right now, get in, start it up and drive off.
Yeah.
Okay? Officer?
There's many other vehicles on the property which are inoperable. That one appeared to be inoperable when I walked around it, but he told me that one does run.
Okay. Go ahead and finish.
The van there, that's also my vehicle. It's, transmission went out on it.
Insured and tagged?
No,
No. Okay. What else?
but, it's been there about 3 weeks. I don't have anywhere to put it right now, but I'm looking to get rid of it, so need a little time. And all of that's been cleaned up there pretty much.
So
And that's-
basically what you're telling me is you need to remove one van and a few things.
Pretty much.
Okay. Sir, you agree with that?
yes, sir.
One van and a few items.
Yeah, the stuff that was on the ground's been picked up.
Okay. All right. I order you have 7 days to come in compliance. If compliance is not achieved by that date, a fine of $500 a day will be assessed.
Okay.
You got 7 days to put it somewhere and clean the rest of it up. Next case, please.
Let's go to page 1 of your addendum, case number CE 210-12785, Kyle Swanston and Mark D. Hamilton, and we have service. Sir, raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Please state your name and address for the record.
Kyle Swanston, 19165 Geraci Road, 33558.
Do you recognize that photo as the property?
I recognize it as theirs.
Oh, sorry.
Car.
He sold it.
Looks like an old Rolls Royce.
Do you recognize that photo as the property?
I do.
Thank you.
Okay, officer.
Turn on your mic.
Laura George, Hillsborough County Code Enforcement. This case is at 19165 Geraci Road. The property is owner occupied, not in foreclosure, and the zoning is ASC 1. We had received numerous complaints about events taking place at this property. We had a complaint come in on June 28th and another one July 19th. Officer Gonzalez looked into those. And typically these complaints come in after an event has been held and the burden of proof is on us. We received another complaint and the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office received the same complaint. And I met with Deputy DePaulis and his supervisor, Ryan, at the office on August 27th. And we worked jointly on how we were going to investigate this complaint and the complaints that we're continually getting at the property. On September 3rd, we received pertinent information pertaining to a scheduled event, and it was a pay-to-attend event. And based on that information, the event was to be held on September 4th. I was out on Geraci Road to look for evidence of that event taking place. While I was sitting in the parking lot at 18850 Northdale Mabry Highway, that's on the corner of Northdale Mabry and Geraci Road, the owner, Kyle, pulled in next to me and asked me why I was surveilling the property. And I informed him I was working, that I would get together with him on Tuesday and go over the case information with him. What you're seeing in the slide presentation is the advertising for the event. And what we have been missing previously was the address attached to that event, which is on that flyer. So that is what brings us here today. And I also have Deputy DePaulis with the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office here, and he would like to speak to the call outs regarding this property.
He wants to speak, come forward. Be sworn in.
I did swear in, sir. I can do it again.
You don't need to.
Okay. Deputy Chris DePaulis, Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office, assigned to District 1 as a community resource deputy. The Sheriff's Office, since roughly May 29th, has received approximately 16 calls for service with regard to this property. They vary from disturbance to loud party to suspicious person calls. To date, there's been a street check that was written on the 29th of May and subsequent reports that have been written, requests for prosecutions basically filed against the property owners.
So there have been incidences where criminal complaints were filed.
Yes, sir. And I have, I can provide them there's 16 calls for service here. And then these are the reports and street checks that were made. Most recently was this past weekend, the Labor Day weekend, 9/4 and 9/5. There were disturbance calls made from as far away as the Publix down on Lutz Lake Fern and Dale Mabry. Apparently because parking, which was initially being directed to park at the dentist office there on the corner where Investigator George was, that parking had since been, I guess, relocated to the Publix parking lot. So Publix called in no less than 4 disturbance calls that day about party goers kind of congregating in the parking lot, whatnot. And I guess there was a bus transportation picking them up from the Publix and taking them to the Geraci Road address. And the patrol ended up trespassing the bus driver from the Publix.
You're talking about Publix Lake. I have no idea. How far away is that Publix from the incident?
It's probably less than a mile.
Okay. Sir, what would you like to tell me?
First thing, I got a notice to appear on Tuesday. I think that's 9/7. And I believe that I'm supposed to get at least at the minimum, I think it's section 1466 D, no fewer than 5 days. I mean, I tried to get counsel and everybody thought it was crazy to get counsel in 2 days. I then sent an email out and was told, and I quote, "It is in your best interest to appear and represent yourself." I just found out that I could do this online. I did not know that. I just had people die from COVID. I would not like to be in here, but I was given inadequate notice to do this. I am fully unprepared to do this.
Okay, are you having parties
No, I'm renting out my pool.
for people to have parties?
No,
Okay.
I'm,
Do you have a license to rent out your pool?
I can do it on Airbnb, VRBO. I can do it on Swimply to rent out. the pool.
Airbnb, I believe you have to rent it for
7 days, correct.
So you rent the pool?
No, okay. Swimply, you ever heard of that? They came out, you can rent your pool out. You're renting your pool out so people can come swim. Now, like I said.
That's a business.
Like I said, no, Swimply is a business, correct. Like I said, I was only given 2 days notice on this.
Okay.
And these are the first time I'm seeing any of these.
Mr. Magistrate, we're asking for remain in compliance. The event has already passed.
I have been given 2 days notice, and that is Hillsborough County, Your Honor. Code enforcement has not given me enough time to even get any kind of counsel.
Okay. She just testified. All she wants is for you to remain in compliance. She does not want any fines. She does not want any liens placed against your property for the past. Okay? All the county wants is for you to desist.
Cease and desist, what, may I ask? Can I not?
Renting your property.
Renting my property, I cannot rent it for people to swim in my pool, is what you're saying?
Correct.
Well,
unless you get a business license.
We had a meeting scheduled September 1st to talk to somebody from the county to turn it into a commercial property.
Okay.
And they said that they would get back to us with that.
Okay.
And they never got back to us with that.
Well, you may need to get with them.
Oh, 100%. But the fact of the matter is I wasn't given enough time to prepare for this right now. This notice came 2 days ago and to appear 2 days later on.
Okay. Well,
I would just like a fair treatment as everyone else gets.
Okay. Have you got something scheduled that you're trying to?
No, I would just like to retain counsel.
You can retain counsel.
Yes, for this right now.
For this, you can retain counsel for this if you want to.
That's what I would like. I would not like
But
to not go any further.
my order is going to be for you to stay in compliance.
That is
You're
always
not renting it now. You cannot rent it until you are approved by the county to do so.
Okay, I believe I am in compliance.
We're saying you're in compliance.
Okay.
My order is you stay in compliance until you get the proper paperwork from the county stating you can run your various business.
Okay.
That's it.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that's my order. The property was in violation by the flyers and tickets that she had. I find that the property is now in compliance with the code provision, and I order that you remain in compliance. Okay?
Thank you.
Don't want to have to see you come back here again.
Me neither.
Okay. No parties till you have the paperwork from the county.
Sounds good.
Okay? Thank you. Next case, please.
Okay, we're going back to the beginning. There's no one in the audience. And there's nothing for you to, there will be nothing for you to rule on. No. Oh, yeah, you got to dismiss the contact. Yeah, but that's not an order. No, it's okay. You don't have to rule on anything. So we're going to page 3, item 5, case number CE 210-1 10644. This case was pulled per staff. Item 6 on page 4, case number CE 190-19859. This was a contest, but since no one appeared, it has been withdrawn. And that concludes the agenda.
Okay, unless anybody has anything, we are adjourned.